at 12 in the night.
Okay.
For 2.5 hours on a WhatsApp call.
Okay.
Where Goldie tells me to the T as to how an organization has to be built.
Anuj bhai's first game was Anna's last game as a professional Counter-Strike player.
Yeah, that's true. When I used to play Counter-Strike, maybe if I'd have become someone like Monasi or Nico, maybe I would have been a professional gamer right now. I left to US on 16th of Feb. 18th is my college.
In 20 days, you were in Harvard.
I was in Harvard. The thing is, being a single son, we can do whatever we want.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of Bhatura with Bathura. The guest we have here in this show is very close to my heart. Many of you know him as my daddy, and the others proclaim him to be Anna. But he's the Richie Rich of the Indian gaming community, rich by heart, and much more. Welcome, Manoj Kashyap, aka VLT Sentinel, to the podcast.
Thank you.
Anna, you're a very outspoken person on stream. You tell them everything, what not is happening, how to grow your business, what's your net worth and everything. But regardless of that, how was Manoj growing up as a child? Was he a naughty one? Was he notorious?
It was always the same. It's not that I was different. Being a single child comes with its own perks. So, yeah, I mean, schooling days and all, whatever naughty things you can do, I have done. I've done them all. So, there's no hiding the fact that I was a different guy back then and a different guy now. Obviously, you have to change, I would not say with time, but the kind of following that you have. You can't be yourself anywhere and everywhere in the public and all. So other than that, yeah, everything else is the same for me.
Were you a good student back in school?
Decent student. I mean, nobody pressurized me that I have to be top 10 in the school or in the rankings and all that. It's always been under the influence that you should study well because education goes a long way. Rest everything come and go, but what remains with you forever is education. So that was the only influence I had. So I was a decent kid. I was, let's say, an above average kid.
Okay, probably the 60s to 80s range.
Yeah, it should be that.
60% to 80%.
80% is like
80% is topper.
Party for topper. That's yeah.
No, but I think that also holds an impact of how you treat people now. Yeah. Because if you were emphasized on being that nerd, I don't think you would have the experience that you have now if you were only into studies.
Yeah.
Regardless of into studies, you were into multiple sports. What was the first sport you started playing?
Started playing cricket, like everyone else. Yeah.
Okay.
Cricket was the first sport. Then I was very serious into it. I was playing well. Then we had this under 12 selections.
For the state?
For the state. Okay. It happened in Karmanghat.
Okay.
Those are people who might know. So it's a very big establishment and all. Normally all the selection process happened there itself. So the selector was from HCA and he divided people into two parts, bowlers and batsmen.
Okay.
Bowlers get an option to bowl 6 balls, batsmen get an option to bat 6.
Okay.
That's it. And that's how the entire selection process went through. Then I knew for a fact that it is all rigged.
Correct.
Nobody can express themselves in 6 balls. Maybe you face against one of the best bowlers and he happens to have only 1 ball which is weak. And as a batsman, you are able to express yourself only in that 1 ball.
Correct.
But rest 5 you have to defend because T20 wasn't a game back then.
True.
So we all come from red ball cricket where holding your wicket matters more than scoring runs. So yeah, I was very upset. Again, single son issues, right? Very upset. I left sport. I didn't play anything for a couple of years. At house also they didn't feel much, partly because I was in my 10th and they wanted me to focus on the education. So they thought this is a really good break for him. Let him take that break. So once 10th was done, one of my dad's friend, Mr. A.K. Khan, he happens to be a really good tennis player. Okay. He's from the IPS community. And we had a dinner at his place once. So when I went to his place, he was already playing tennis.
Okay.
So then I happened to watch him play and he called me in, he gave me a racket. Let's just try it. The swing is always part of the game. So I was able to swing. I was not able to hit the ball properly, but I was able to swing. He told me, yes, you should definitely pursue tennis. You have the swing that is needed. You should get into it. Back then, I said, okay, let's play. What is there? Anyways, I'm not doing anything. Intermediate is not really that this thing as well. So in inter is when I started playing tennis, and within 3 months, I was able to pick up the game very well.
Okay.
Started playing tournaments, and that's how tennis started.
Okay.
Which is still continuing right now. I still play tennis. So yeah.
But you have a hang of badminton also. We play badminton a lot, but badminton is never something you practice, is it?
Nothing at all. Badminton all because you guys get girlfriends and also it's good, little colorful in that way. But other than that, I had no interest in playing badminton.
Others gets his girlfriend, guys, not Bathura. Bathura doesn't get any girls in general. But regardless of that, I always had this question because there's a lot of when you see a wealthy person, there's two questions that come to his mind. One, it has to be luck. Without luck, you can't reach the position you're in. It's true, and you have to accept it. Was it inherited, or was it? So, was your family a rich family as you growing up?
No.
Was it the same?
No.
This is what my question. I know how Rayansh is growing up now, and I'm super happy for him because I treat him as my. Were you the same way growing up?
Nothing at all. Nothing similar. Nothing close to what you're seeing right now. My grandfather was a person in the Navy, and a high-ranking person in the Navy.
Oh.
That's how he retired.
Okay.
Dad was a chartered accountant.
Okay.
But CA back then were not great into jobs. We didn't have too many jobs like what we have today, right now.
Correct.
They used to, when I was born, they used to live in GPO. GPO is a General Post Office.
Okay.
So after my grandfather retired from Navy, he got like the head of GPO. Like GPO is the one which handles all the other post offices. So he was the head for GPO.
Okay.
The head of GPO stays in GPO. So GPO building is in Abbots, is still there. The top floor is a house.
It's a residential area.
Residential. No, the office, the top floor of the office is the house.
And the head of the GPO should stay there.
To stay there.
Okay.
And he was staying there, and I was born when he was staying there. So then dad finished his CA. He was practicing CA.
Okay.
Then he got a couple of accounting jobs which he was doing.
Okay.
And that's how the childhood I remember. Then from there we moved to Nalakunta, where again a rented house because I was born. Dad were like 4 siblings.
Correct. Okay.
So 5 siblings. So it was a pretty big family. So we moved out. We moved to Nalakunta, and still he was in a rented place, and entire childhood was there. So almost till where I reached my, I would say 5th grade.
Okay.
6th grade, we were in Nalakonda before we moved to Alkapuri, the old house which you all have seen. So yeah, it was all over there.
How did Mahi become Mahi today? I know Uncle started Mahi. This is all the info I have.
Yeah.
Before that, I also knew that he was a partner in Pokarna.
Yeah.
He was a partner in Pokarna. So after that, I know he came out of it because of multiple differences. I don't want to talk about it. But since Mahi started, were you always supposed to be the heir to Mahi? Was it a given law that, okay, you do whatever you want, but you come back to become the heir of my throne?
He never pushed me as such. Mahi started in 2003.
Okay.
Because when, as you said, he was a partner with Pokarna, and Pokarna started because dad was a chartered accountant with Gautam's dad.
Okay.
Gautam is the guy who heads Pokarna right now. Immense respect towards him and all. It was not a huge difference that we left. He just wanted to have something on his own. Okay. Other than that, there was no any other reason to it. It's fair enough because that guy has built an empire when he was in Pokarna. So he thought, why can't he do it for himself? And he has come out, and we've still started in the same field. But the only thing that fascinated me was travel. So when I used to look at dad in the childhood, he used to travel a lot. So he used to go to different countries, all on business.
Correct.
So that was my first interest in the actual granite industry. Because I thought, if I join this, I can also travel. So the pushing point for me was the travel, not the work or anything else. Coming to your point, dad never pushed me saying that, you should do this business going forward. There was nothing of that sort. You like it, you do it. If you don't want, you have something else that you want to do, also okay. Which is what you see right now, right? So whatever I do right now, into motorsport or into gaming or into anything else of that sort. It's like you do whatever you like. There's no compulsion as such. Maybe when I used to play Counter-Strike, maybe if I'd have become someone like Monasi or Nico, maybe I would have been a professional gamer right now.
Okay.
Or maybe if I'd continued tennis without the injuries that I had, maybe I would have become a professional tennis player. So it was never the case of, you should come back and do this at the end of the day. It's never that question as such.
This I had a bit of, the answer you told me, I had a bit of foresight into it because I see the way you bring up Rehansh. Rehansh has multiple interests, and Rehansh is somebody who keeps changing interest every 6 months. And I've not seen you telling him once also, stop doing this, keep continuing doing that so that you get better at it.
Yeah.
You're giving him a free hand saying, do what you want. You'll learn probably like how the way I learned it.
Yeah.
And this being it, so basically you did your engineering.
Yeah.
You did your engineering in CBIT.
CBIT, yeah.
How was the college life? Because when I went into college, I was ruined by a movie called Happy Days. Cinema
shot in the
Chusi,
film.
I thought this is how college life is going to be. And I went to join into a boys' college called Vivekananda in Chennai. So it was a complete downer for me. How was your college life growing up? I know your gang of college. I keep meeting them.
Yeah.
I want to hear stories from them.
No, college life, first year was difficult because because I am from a Bachelor of Engineering.
Okay.
So JNTU and Usmania have two degrees which are different. So BTech is JNTU, BE is Usmania.
Okay.
So irrespective of which field you join, the first year is same for everyone. So Usmania gives you an option to join any field that you want. And if you don't like that field, there is an option for you to switch to a different stream, provided there is a vacancy over there. Because ultimately 60 students per class and 10 NRAs, that's pretty much it.
Different stream meaning mechanical IT.
Yeah, so let's say I join mechanical because I don't
understood.
have seats in civil.
Correct.
So 1 year down the line, somebody in civil wants to shift to mechanical and I want to shift to civil, I can make that swap.
You can swap.
So first year is like everybody is working their ass off because they want to switch streams or do whatever is that. First year was general. It was okay. Come second year, this is the team that is final, which is going to go till
the next
end of your engineering. That's how the group started forming. The group also started forming because there is an biannual fest that we do, which is called Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem. It's like a culturals.
The cultural fest. Because Chaitanya Smruti is also a cultural fest which happens every year, which is done by CBIT.
Okay.
Which is like the official cultural fest.
Okay.
So some great grand senior visionary would have thought that let's not do what college does, let us do something different.
Okay.
So Carpe Diem is an association which is owned and operated by the alumni of CBIT.
Oh.
So now the alumni of CBIT hosts another fest which is probably twice as big as what CBIT does and which is called Carpe Diem. So in my second year, my super seniors, which are fourth year, whom we are really close to even right now, Rohan Singh, Vikrant and all, we're pretty close.
Okay.
So they are the ones who are doing it and all of them happen to be from mechanical and I am from mechanical.
Okay.
So like we are the juniors for that. So
Correct.
the third years were not very interested in doing it. They are little studious type. So we were obviously into it. So we were the juniors who helped them do the entire Carpe Diem, where we had Siomani, where we had Gel back then from Pakistan.
Okay.
With Atif Aslam.
Okay.
Their first live performance outside Pakistan was in CBIT.
And when you guys hosted
when we got Karunya, we had Siomani, we had Gel participate. So that's how the batch or the group of friends started.
Okay.
Because we all worked our asses off for that thing to pull it off.
Diem.
Yeah, Carpe Diem. And that's how the batch that you see is still there.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And whatever college life, whatever people do, we have done everything.
Correct.
There's nothing short of your imagination. Everything that you can imagine, we have done. So bunking college, going to movies, love stories, everything, whatever you want, everything we have done. There's nothing that we have left out.
Did Manoj get suspended ever in school or in college?
Never. No, none of us actually. Not just me. We have never crossed the line.
Okay.
The other problem that we had is one of my, I would say, benchmates or my car friends or the first wife as you call it, you have 7 wives, right?
Yeah.
So my first wife is Parikshit Reddy.
Okay. The Parikshit?
The Parikshit
Okay.
Reddy. His dad is our professor. He is assistant HOD for mechanical.
Okay.
So there is not much we could do because he knows everything.
Yeah.
Jaypal Reddy was our HOD and he's like the gem of the person. Like he'll give you the freedom to do whatever you want.
Okay.
So, but where you know your boundary.
No, correct.
Not crossing the boundary.
Correct.
So that way we were, we had everything that is needed and we used to do a lot. So yeah, had a fun college time.
When did you... So you have a love for 3 things. Apart from obviously loving everybody around you, you have a love for 3 things. In my perspective, in the 4 years I've known you, number 1 is gaming. Number 2 is DJing. Number 3 is, of course, motorsport and cars. I know your gaming story of how you got your first Xbox and started playing. But how was it for you? Because it's like a... Where was the first time you saw a game and you decided, oh shit, we need to try this?
Xbox started with a friend, Vijay Karan, who was my school friend, lives right behind. So his birthday, we all went to his house and he first started showing me Xbox, a controller where we sit and play. It's not that I've never played on a controller. I used to have that 99 in 1, 1099 in 1, that kind of a thing. So he showed me Xbox where we played some kind of a racing game.
Okay.
And then subsequently dad happened to be in US because his birthday is on December.
Okay.
December is usually when dad travels to US. And he was in US. So I told dad that I want an Xbox as well. So when he's coming, he got an Xbox with me. That came with 2 games. One is a Burnout. The other one was Counter-Strike.
Burnout is that car racing game?
Car racing game.
Correct.
Another was Counter-Strike. Then I started loving Counter-Strike more than Burnout.
Okay.
Then my birthday eventually. This is in the next subsequent, so almost a year because it's in November. People come to my house and I start playing Counter-Strike with others. Like I do these many kills, how many kills you can do. Then one of my school friends, mother, Maddie, who's still there, who still we play with.
Our Maddie bhai?
Our Maddie bhai. He's like, why are you playing this game on Xbox? You should play this on PC. Because this is intermediate, right? We're all in inter basically. School was done by this time. And it's like, oh, we can play this on PC. Then subsequently inter exams happened. This is after intermediate first year. Intermediate first year. Then I said, let's buy a PC. I obviously got good marks, decent marks. Then I was like, Dad, I want a PC. Bought the highest end spec PC possible, obviously.
Since then?
Then started installing Steam. I started playing Steam. And the only Counter-Strike I used to play was deathmatch servers. 10v10 or 12v12 deathmatch.
The casual mode.
Casual mode, whatever is there. Not actually like 5v5, what we do, competitive and all that. Then again, mother and other friends, we've met a lot of friends online. Then mother and other people told me, stop playing there, come and play in a cafe where we play 5v5. So that you understand how the game works. It's not like a death match. You have to play competitive where you have 5 people, there's only one life. And there is like a proper planning and everything that is needed to execute around it. I felt very interested, let's say. By then, I was able to establish to the community that I had aim, I was able to fire and all that. So that's where I meet all the Invictus people, previous Toxic, Muffles, Binary Bug, Ribby, Smoka, Italian Stallion, and Chicken Wings, all these people. And we start playing. And Inter is done. Okay, MSET is a different story altogether. Never focused on that because we already know that I was going to CBIT and all that. So once your Inter is done, which is in March, my placement didn't happen until August of that year. Correct. So it was an extended period. So tennis in the morning and Counter-Strike in the evening. That was pretty much the entire life for me.
So it was
there's nothing else.
Wake up, tennis, eat Counter-Strike, eat, sleep,
Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike and then sleep.
Oh, it was the rest of your day was Counter-Strike?
Yeah. 2 hours of tennis and everything else is Counter-Strike.
Easily 10 hours a day?
Easily. Nothing short of that. So that's how it all started. And then, WCG, the whole Invictus story, most of the people know.
Correct.
And the love for gaming is still there. It's still continuing.
Of course. And there's a very big trivia fact there. The fact that Anuj bhai's first game as a professional CS 1.6?
CS 1.6.
CS 1.6 player was against a guy called Kim with capital K 1 instead of I and M with 3D in it. Until a year ago, both of them didn't realize that they played against each other. We were talking, there was a night of lime juice.
Yeah.
We were sitting, we were talking, and Anuj bhai suddenly wakes up and he's like, "Hey, Anna, I think I played against you." Anna is like, "Anuj, I think I've also played against you." They start going back to the HLTV logs. Anuj bhai's first game was Anna's last game as a professional Counter-Strike player.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's crazy how the world is connected. The world is so small.
Yeah.
Now that got into gaming, and since you've been a professional player, you also took a break. So let's cut down to a point where now Manoj Kashyap played professionally, your last game is done. Then VLT Sentinel was the organization itself. Sentinel was an organization itself which used to conduct PUBG scrims.
Yeah.
When did you start playing PUBG? I used to play on the iPad. When did that happen? From Counter-Strike to PUBG is like a huge leap. It has nothing in common also. So when did this PUBG thing happen?
So back in 2017, I started playing Contest of Champions, COC.
It is a mobile game.
It's a mobile game.
Okay.
And it is basically based on Marvel's characters.
Okay.
So, but it's almost a pay-to-win game.
Okay.
With a little bit of skill that is needed. And I used to grind that game a lot, like mad. That normal, not like normal. I used to play 7-8 hours a day only that game.
On the mobile?
On the mobile. And iPad used to be a little easier, so iPad.
Correct.
So you're champion against a champion, and I reached the account when I left it was in legendary status.
Okay,
like there were only 100 legendary players across the world. That's it.
Whoa.
So I got into that level. And if your clan happens to have a legendary player, then you are like one of the best clans. And my clan happened to be like 6 legendary players in one. So I met a person called Arjun. He's from Kashmir.
Okay.
So we all used to use a different application back then, not WeChat or this thing, not even WhatsApp, because I had players from Brazil, I had players from Thailand.
Okay.
So everyone were different areas. So in the entire group of 20 people in a clan, 6 of us were legendaries and only one guy was Indian, which is Arjun. And Arjun was one level short of legendary, basically. So he told me that if you're playing, because he saw me playing on the mobile and all that, he's told me that if you're playing very well this game, why don't you play a PUBG?
Okay.
PUBG is also a mobile game and it will suit you. And that's how we both downloaded PUBG and we both started playing PUBG together on mobile.
Okay.
That's how the entire thing started.
Huh.
Then over on mobile is where I meet a few other friends, Kolkata friends, who might, the people who are following VLT from long know. We had Shiv, we had Mamba, Shiv is Mamba, MK was MK, Mahesh. Then we had Chacha, Sarabjit. Then we had John Corner.
John Connor, we all know.
Yeah, so all these people were there and they used to play on something called as emulator.
Okay.
Where you can emulate a mobile game on a PC, but still play a mobile game. But you match against mobiles. Obviously, it's not fair and all, but
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's fun.
So I was playing for fun. I had nothing to prove to anyone. So then again, PC was always the first interest. So chucked the iPad, got a PC again. Which is the PUBG PC, what you are using right now.
Oh, the PUBG crate I have?
Yeah.
Oh, you got that to play emulator, huh?
Emulator.
Oh my God.
So started playing that, and if you go back to my old videos, you still see montages.
True, yeah.
All of that. Pretty decent. We used to have fun, and that's how it started. Then I was seeing the PUBG scene grow as such.
Okay.
I was playing. I was used to follow the esports scene.
Okay.
Mainly because of Orange Rock, because Ribi, Rangan, and all the very close friends, and they start the organization. They were very successful, and I used to get a lot of insight from Rangan saying what is needed and all that.
Correct.
So to scout for players mostly is where we get an idea that why don't we host tournaments, so we get to know who is the upcoming talent.
And this was indirectly related to you getting Orange Rock new players.
Not only Orange Rock, even for VLT. Like
Okay.
if you get more players, it's always good, right? So
True.
grassroots level development, very few people were doing.
True.
back then third-party tournaments were mostly, or scrims, we should not call them tournaments, we should call them scrims, were only hosted by Kulbai, Villager Esports.
Cool.
Yeah, nobody else were doing it. So why don't we also have a platform where people can play? And that's how the entire Discord server, whatever is there, everything started exactly.
That's how Velocity
That's
started.
how Velocity started, yeah.
But apart from this, when you now let's go back to amidst all of this chaos. When did you have the point of starting a YouTube channel? When did that happen? Did that happen during the PUBG time, before the PUBG
During
time?
this time when I was playing, again, when I was playing itself, people told me you used to play well and all. Why don't you stream?
Okay.
All you have to do is just put up an OBS and the game is displayed on YouTube.
With
Why
your
don't you
face
start it? Yeah.
Huh.
So I said, okay, what's wrong in that? And I just started doing that. And subsequently on the same channel, scrims were conducted. So the
Correct.
streaming was also done on the same channel. So all that happened simultaneously. There was no like a concrete vision that we should start a channel, it should go to this level. Channel is a source of revenue or nothing of that sort. It was just went with the flow.
It was never a professional project. It was more of passion involved.
Yeah.
Saying let's have fun.
Yeah,
We're
just
having
fun.
fun. Let's show how fun it can be to play and improve.
Yeah. At one point of time, we were having too much fun.
Yeah.
We were opening bottles, drinking on stream, and
Yeah, I know.
Those streams are not there. You can't check it.
I remember those streams. No, we remember. I think Anna, we came to our house. All the streams are privated or deleted. I don't
Yeah.
know. Before they were being deleted, I think we did a watch party of all the streams where in the old room, the projector room,
Yeah.
the blue chair, you were sitting. There was a Glenley 12 being opened. I still remember everything.
It was fun.
And that being this, how did you get into Valorant as such? So CS you were obviously playing, but the whole point of there was a point where there were no scrims happening and you let go of everything. Obviously, life took over and you had multiple other responsibilities. But when did so it wasn't Velocity Gaming, but it was Team Mahi. But when was the idea that you got it again saying, you know what, I think it's time to get back. Let's support the boys. Let's show what we're made up of. How did you start watching Valorant in general? Was it because of the general hype, like how we started? New games launching. Was it like that?
So the discussion started with me and Rangan discussing how I can get into esports.
Okay.
This is right after OR qualified second.
Okay.
They just finished second, not qualified, I would say. They finished second on the world stage, missing out the first place by, I would say, I think it's 2 points or something, where Scout, Mahi and all were there in the team. So, I mean, inspired by that, right? You have to be inspired by something. Inspired by that is when I asked Rangan, how can Velocity get into esports?
Okay.
Back then itself it was very saturated.
True.
It was not simple. Back then itself, Godlike was there, Soul was there, 8-bit was there. A lot of teams were there back then. He said, it's difficult, but you have to start somewhere. So see what you like and let me know. Based on that, we can work it out. So content creators weren't a concept back then.
True.
Organizations were not taking content creators, but it's a very widely known thing back in US or any other country. Like content creators are a very common thing. So I thought, why don't we start with that? Start with hiring content creators who can in turn stream our own PUBG scrims, whatever we are doing, or whatever games that are there. And the first content creator is Simmer. Sai. Simmer, I took him, I think 2 months after I took him or something, I approached him saying that, why don't you scout one of the best Counter-Strike teams and let me know. But in this gap itself, Valorant released.
Okay.
Not in India, but the beta keys were out.
True.
Like you can buy a beta key and you can play the game. And I already started playing the game.
Okay.
So already bought a beta key. I bought skins in that beta account where River was there, if I'm not wrong. So I bought that as well. So I liked the game. It was good. It had a different vibe to it, to an extent where it's like a dumbed down version of Counter-Strike.
You shouldn't say that. We have a Valorant team. You shouldn't say that.
It's that simple. I mean, I would say, technically it is
Layman
simple.
terms.
The ease of learning the game compared to Counter-Strike is very easy, right? You don't need to learn smoke lineups.
True.
You don't need to remember a lot of things.
It's automated.
Spray pattern. Nothing. There is nothing to learn over there. So in that sense, the game is easier for a mass audience to understand.
True.
So in that sense, it's a dumbed down version of Counter-Strike where it is approachable to most of the people. Like if somebody like Rayans wants to learn Counter-Strike now, it's impossible. You're playing against players who've been playing the same game for over 15 years. Like how do you get a skill of a 15-year-old person to a 15-year-old kid who's playing the game, right?
True.
So it's not that simple. So, and also the adoption rate, you see right now, how many newcomers are coming into Counter-Strike versus how many newcomers are coming into Valorant. It's just that simple. The entry barrier or the skill ceiling of the game is not that high compared to Counter-Strike, which is a good thing. Which is what I would say the Indian gaming scene also needed it. We needed a separate game to forget what has happened in Counter-Strike as such.
True.
And to come out with something new, which is good for the PC industry. Because mobile is always, it's obviously there, it is booming.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's massive. And what has happened to the PC community as such? There was nothing of that sort. So he suggested that, there is a team called Vertigo. And they're really good. And they are dominating the scene right now. They haven't lost a tournament so far. Why don't you talk to them? And that happens to be Anuj's team.
Right.
So Anuj used to have a different name back then. When we checked the HLTV and all that. So he didn't play with Amatara. So he had a different name. So I didn't recognize that. Because back then we played, because there's only one engagement that we had. But after that, I knew Amaterasu. I knew that he used to be, I know only 2-3 people back then also, because I was vaguely following the CS scene, not much into it. I know Signify used to be there with Right to Ace.
Correct.
Then I knew Anuj obviously with Entity. And I know Bhavin, Global Esports. These are the only teams I knew.
These are the 3 big dogs.
3 big dogs, basically. So when he told me that, Anuj formed a team and like, yeah, why not? If I feel that Valorant is a really next best thing, because I've played the game, and also to reiterate the fact how Riot operates overall.
True.
They're not like Valve. They're a very transparent and I'll let's say put it such a way that they're a company which is built by gamers, which listens to gamers, which is always little open.
True.
So if there is a concern that is there in the community, they address it.
True.
They don't hide behind the door and not worry about it. We have seen with League of Legends as such. So I said, why don't we invest in that instead of this? Because many people have done Counter-Strike. They've not gone anywhere. So why do we have to step into the same thing? Let's do something different. So June 2020 is when I signed Vertigo.
Correct.
And Vertigo technically became Velocity Gaming at that point.
No, Vertigo became Mahi.
It was first Velocity Gaming only.
Oh, okay.
It was first Velocity
Gaming.
Gaming.
There that time, yeah.
2021 is when I rebranded to, when the start of the year is when I rebranded it to Team Mahi.
Oh, okay. So it was Velocity when we took it.
Yeah. It was Velocity only when we took it. When we initially played all the tournaments in 2020, it was all Velocity Gaming only. We had a different logo back then.
Yeah. I think it was the Wings one.
Wings one, yeah. Then in 2021, we changed it to Team Mahi. And then now we're continuing as Velocity Gaming.
Since we've talked so much about everything and since we've been a bit serious about what we do, I have 3 game segments that I have and I do with everyone. So I'll give you the liberty and the opportunity to choose which one you want to go first. So it's basically rapid fire, 2 sides of a coin, and bait, block, and revive. Which one do you want to go first with?
We'll start with rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So
So 2 sides of a coin is basically you'll get a name. You say one good thing about him and one bad thing about him or her. Bait, block, and revive is bait.
కానీ మిగతా పాడ్కాస్ట్ లాగా క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ నువ్వు చెప్తావా
లేదు అందుకే చాలా ఇంప్రూవ్ అయ్యాను నేను. I improved a lot. Okay, you can't put this on me. So it's rapid fire. It is.
Okay.
Your favorite Formula 1 driver.
Schumacher.
Your favorite streamer. India, out of India.
T-Bone.
Out of India.
No, I don't follow anyone outside India.
Favorite food dish.
Dal makhani.
Oh, wait, I expected paneer tikka.
Also that.
Okay. Most favorite car ever owned
812 super fast.
Most favorite car. Is there another favorite car that you have in your wish list that you want
No,
to own?
nothing of that.
The 8 one so fast, you're done.
Yeah. I wanted a V12 Ferrari, that's it.
Okay. One conspiracy theory you believe in?
I'm not a guy who actually believes in conspiracy theories. So,
Nothing at all?
no.
One thing you like and hate about the gaming community in India as a whole?
The love for something is overwhelming, which is also something which I hate.
Okay.
Because rational thinking leaves when you love something so much that you stop looking at things in a rational way. So, which is also bad and is also good, because unconditional love is what we see in lands, which has always been something that I disappoints me, because more than me losing, it's that they have come from faraway places to support the team, which we have never delivered on land. So
Yeah, I mean, that's
the only thing.
That's something that still strikes us on our hearts every time we talk about it. One thing you like and don't like about the new generation of content creators that are coming out?
the problem with the new content creators, or I would say YouTubers, let's not put it as content
Yeah,
creators.
YouTubers, streamers. Yeah, streamers.
Is their perception of YouTube streaming is always derived from the fact that some XYZ person has so many number of subscribers, or he has a Mustang, or he has a supercar, or he has a very good watch collection, or he has an XYZ sneaker collection. And if I play and do it on YouTube, I can get there.
True.
But what you personally want to do on YouTube is not there at all. You don't have clarity as to what you want to do on YouTube.
There's no personal touch. You're just
There's no
running
personal touch.
It's just another rat
You play
race.
Counter-Strike, you play Valorant, and you stream on YouTube. And there are thousands and millions of other players who do the same thing. How are you different from them? True. And why did you come to YouTube then? So that's something which I don't like, which they don't understand. Because the problem is everyone tries to prove others wrong.
True.
Like, let's say gaming industry is not good. I will prove it to you that it is good. It leads us nowhere. So I just say good luck, all the best, and move on.
Rank from noob to pro. Binks, Fatu, T-Bone, Goldie Bhai, VLT Sentinel. From noob to pro. Yeah, he's drinking water.
Cut kar do isko.
He's drinking water for it. Every creator that I've had a podcast with has been stuck on this question.
Jod gang, noob to pro. So we'll start with Fatu. Fatu is obviously noob. There is no two ways about it. There is no question about it. There are a lot of videos, which you can see, and T-Bone can watch me for that. Then comes T-Bone, because he is one step above, because he is father.
Correct. Okay.
He's one step above.
Okay.
Then Binks, then me, then Goldie Bhai.
Goldie Bhai is the top.
Goldie Bhai top.
Goldie Bhai top.
Billboard लगा है भाई.
हाँ भाई, क्यों नहीं बिलबोर्ड लगा है भाई जॉर्ज गैक का. Rank from noob to pro. Raka, UFO, Anuj, Sway, Bathura.
Noob to pro. First is Bathura. Next is Raka. Then next is UFO.
Thank you. I'm happy now.
Then Raka. Then Sway. Then Anuj.
Okay. If you could have only one duo in game for the rest of your life, any game you play, who is it and why?
Anuj. That's all.
There's
Any
no why.
game. There's no why. Any game it could be. we have grinded Throne and Liberty. What are you talking?
Throne and Liberty grind was massive, by the way. For those of you who don't know, the amount of money he spent on Throne and Liberty, now he doesn't even play the game anymore.
Yeah. Because he stopped playing, I also stopped playing.
If VLT as a whole, including the CCs, every member, had a reality show, what would it be named?
Lime juice with lime juice.
Lime juice with lemons is better.
Lime juice with lemon,
Lime
yeah.
juice with lemons. Your favorite player all time from VLT, and since I know the answer is Anuj, except Anuj.
Kali.
Ex-Kali? If there was one business idea that you would want everybody to pick up and use it as a side hustle, which is like one of the best side hustles you know, to earn a few bucks, what is it and why?
It's a stock market trading. I always tell people, although I'm not into it huge, because we have fund managers who do it for us. I don't handle it. But that is something that you should do. SIPs.
Okay.
Whatever you can, right? It goes a long way. By the time you are 60, you are sitting on a huge pile of cash. as long as you don't touch it or don't look at it, it goes a long way. Because liquid capital is something that is missing in most of the people's lives. And this is one way you can acquire it.
Okay. And now we're done with the rapid fire. Since we've talked a lot about VLT Sentinel, let's go back to Manoj for a while. How did Harvard happen? How did Harvard happen? You were at CBIT, you were chilling playing the game for 10 hours a day, then you went into mobile gaming. How did that suddenly later you're in Harvard?
So, 2012 Sankranti. 2012 Sankranti.
Okay.
2011 is when I got married. Yeah, 2011 is when I got married. June. 2012 Sankranti. First Sankranti, కొత్తాలుడు ఇంటికి వచ్చాడు. Obviously dinner. Dinner, my father-in-law doesn't drink. Dad had a couple and they were discussing. Discussion is not about how to go business and nothing. Discussion is you should have a master's degree. Bachelor's degree isn't enough.
You're working by then, no?
I was working in the company back then. I was working in the company. I was doing marketing trips. I was settled, like, proper settled into the company, handling it full time, and that's what I've been doing. Masters is important. Only now you can do it. 4 or 5 years down the line, once you get into the business, that the concept of studying will not come back and all. By then it was 2009 when I passed out. So this is 2012. It's already been 3 years since I left studying.
It's already
out of my system. What else has to come back into the system? Then it's like, it is like too much of nonsense, because this discussion have been happening for last 3 months. This is like a tipping point, I would say.
Okay.
Then I know a very good friend of mine, Satya. He went to Harvard on a different course, but in the same this thing. This is exactly last year fall. And this year spring, 2 other friends are also planning to go.
Okay.
This is again in the spring term they were planning to go. Then I call that guy. This is like 12 in the night. Call that guy and say that this is situation. When are you going? I want to come. He's like, Mama padukunnanu ra. Repu maatladadam.
Okay.
Podduna intiki vachei. Like, okay. Early morning 8:30 I'm his house.
This is after the conversation you called him. That same night, dinner night. Okay.
Next day morning 8:30 I'm his house. He's sleeping. Auntie, did you have breakfast? No. Then come first have breakfast. So proper 3-4 idlis, 3-4 dosas, fully done.
Okay.
Then went and woke him up. He's like, what do you want? This is master's degree. Dobbestunnaru intlo.
Okay.
Age chesavu. We are going. You want to come? You come. Then like, what else is needed here? You need IELTS or TOEFL. Because you don't have time for GRE. There is another option that you can do. You do that. But you can come.
Okay.
Come with us and do that same thing over there.
Okay.
Then I didn't write TOEFL. I wrote IELTS.
Okay.
IELTS we can take immediately.
Okay.
And one of the centers is in Hyderabad only. That I have done. Got an 8.5 in that, if I'm not wrong.
IELTS again is for English proficiency.
English proficiency, basically. Instead of GRE, what you can do is, you can pursue this degree, but there are a couple of math-related undergrad degrees that you have to do along with this.
Okay.
So this degree is not given to you as long as you don't pass them or get good grades in them, I would say. So I was doing that and doing this parallelly. And this is, we are talking January 13th, because 12th I had the discussion. 13th I went there. I left to US on 16th of Feb. 18th is my college.
In 20 days you're in Harvard.
I was in Harvard.
How is Harvard a jugaad for you? I don't even understand.
It's that. And Niharika doesn't have, I was married also by then.
Yes.
Niharika doesn't have passport, doesn't have US visa. I left. Started. And that's how it all started. Then we applied passport. I think passport was there. My visa wasn't there. We applied for visa. She got visa. So my college was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
So
How
Thursday,
many hours a day?
4 hours.
Okay.
2 for undergrad, 2 for main. So Thursday she gets her visa. So Thursday I leave. Thursday morning 10:30 from New York I leave to India. I reach on Friday night, which is Saturday early morning. I come there. Sunday morning, I leave. Sunday afternoon, I land in US, and Monday morning, I'm in college. So never mixed the school class.
Oh, never. 100% attendance.
100% attendance there. Harvard used to be fun. A lot of fun there. But that's again a different story.
And since we're talking about Harvard, that was the birthplace of a famous guy called DJ KASH. How did that happen?
So Harvard, the first sem was very tight because it's again new people, and the problem is there are a lot of people of different age groups over there.
Okay.
It's not that everyone is your same age group. It's not like CBIT.
How old were you when you went there, by the way?
I was the youngest in the class.
You were?
I was
You were youngest and you were?
This is in 2012, no? So
24, 25.
yeah,
You're my age when you were in Harvard.
yeah. So it's like that. And I had somebody who was 62 years old in the class. We had somebody 40. It's like that.
62?
He's still studying. He retired as vice president marketing for Coca-Cola.
Oh my.
But his interest is to study.
Learn more.
Learn more and just join.
Okay, you got inspiration by Amiru.
So it's like that. We had people like them in the class, then it gets more intense because the guy who's teaching him is half his age.
True.
Or I would say 40 and he's 62. The guy who's teaching hasn't seen or would have never saw the things that this guy in Coca-Cola would have done.
True.
So, multi-billion-dollar industry. What can you possibly teach this guy? So it was that intense. Sometimes it was a case that the topic would start and professor would just say that you come and tell us your practical experience as to what this is and all that. It went into that sense. So it was fun. It was fun in terms of studying, but obviously the dorm parties are what Harvard is known for.
Correct.
Because I was married and all, me and my friends took a place outside.
Okay.
And we were staying outside, but weekend dorm parties are a thing to go. And we used to go there. Then whenever I see the party used to start normally, but after a while all the girls used to be around the DJ.
Okay.
I want this song, I want that song and all that. I'm like, what the hell is this? He's just playing songs. How hard can it be? If all the girls are around him, then you should also do something like that.
Men will be men.
Yeah. So I said, I'll learn DJing. Then Berkeley is right down the street of Harvard.
Berkeley School of Music.
Berkeley Arts and Music. I just randomly go there, admissions office, and ask, I want to become a DJ. What should I do? Then online or offline, she asked me. She says, offline, I don't have time. It should be online only for me. And offline, it is basically an year's program.
Okay.
Where it is actually sound engineering, where disco jogging is a part of it.
Okay.
It's not like the full course. It's a part of it. Okay. So if you are not interested in degree and all that stuff, because you as you're telling me that you don't want to get into sound production, a degree is needed when you want to join someone like Aditya Music, someone as a production house.
Yeah.
You need a degree because that's how you are hired and all. I said, I don't need a degree and all. I just want to learn this. I'm not going to produce music also going forward. Then she is like, it'll be like a 3-4 month program. You can just do that and you can leave and you just pay for that. It's fine. And you won't get degree and all. I said, done. Not a problem.
You learned DJing from Berkeley.
In 13 weeks. Exactly 13 weeks. 15-week class. 13 weeks it was done. The other 2 weeks was basically me demonstrating that I learned something. I said, fuck it, I'm not demonstrating to you. I'll demonstrate to the crowd there.
The dorm parties.
Dorm parties hosted by DJ. MANOJ'S. A lot of names were there. I was playing good. A girl comes to me and asks, what is your DJ name? She's asking me, are you there? Your profile is there on that and all that. I says, nothing of that sort. You tell me a name. Like, what's your name? I said, Manoj Kash, DJ Cash. How did it sound? So, okay, you like it? I said, yes. She said, yes. From today, it's Cash.
Oh, now you see where I get the risk game from. So that's how DJ KASH was. But were you into music before you wanted to DJ also?
Music, yeah.
Music was an integral part of your life? Since you
Most of the people don't know that there is a wild parties that used to happen. It also happened in Hyderabad.
Okay.
It's called, I don't remember that. It's called White.
The party's name is White.
Don't remember the name. But the theme of the party is everyone should wear white.
Okay.
And that's it. Even your belt, your shoes, except for your underwear, everything has to be white.
Was it like a closed group
It's
thing?
a closed group party where you can buy tickets and go.
Of course.
But one of the best DJs used to play. It happened in Hyderabad. Navyuga Sridharana hosted it.
Okay.
And we all went there. Afro Act played in Hyderabad back then. So, and Mr. White is still a DJ. He was the house DJ for it.
Oh, the guy was the guy who's behind everything.
Yeah, I'll find the name for you. Maybe you can put it in the description somewhere.
Mr. White. So that's how DJ KASH started.
Yeah, so it's wild. So that's how the interest in music were always there.
Correct.
Obviously, Tomorrowland, Tomorrow World, all these things were there. So interest in music was always there.
And for those of you all who don't know, you can cut his hand and his blood will automatically go right itself. Linkin Park and Chester.
Yeah.
He's a very huge Linkin Park guy.
Yeah.
How did Linkin Park start though for you? Like, what was the first song?
Linkin Park was an intermediate. Parikshit used to listen to me Linkin Park, and when we used to go to school, he used to play those songs.
Okay, in car.
In car, yeah. So that's how the Linkin Park started. Linkin Park, Iron Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC. He's big time into rock.
Okay.
So that's how rock got into me.
Okay, makes sense. Like how techno got into me thanks to
these white parties.
Thanks to these. You know, I never heard techno before you played Turiya that day on the car, right? Never before that have I heard techno in my life. I always was Tamil, Telugu, Hindi.
Yeah.
Hindi after Mumbai, but always it was Tamil, Telugu. From there now to Turiya, probably it's the same influence because I can relate that way.
Yeah.
And now since you talked about, please give me the liberty of taking her name Niharika. Odinan Pilavatlet Mimali, sorry. How was that? How did that start? What is that love story? It was a love marriage. That much everybody knows. It's quite visible the way you guys love each other. How did that start? I know the story. I don't think anybody else knows the story.
You also don't know the story?
I know the story.
You know the story,
Of course I know the story. I just want you to elaborate it or in a short way. This is what happened. This is Manoj's love story, ante.
This is during, I think, February 14th, 2011. Yeah, 2011.
Okay.
Is when Brain Adams played in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So, we were already... I was in US and I came back 2 days before the concert.
Okay.
A week before that itself, the guy who studied along with me, Sai Krishna, in Harvard, his sister's Sangeet practice was happening.
Okay.
So he called me. Obviously, I said I'll be there because our grassroots go back to Lawrence Dance Academy with Indra and all that.
You've learned dance?
I've danced with Lawrence Dance Academy, so even that's there.
Oh.
So his studio used to be right above the new PVR Cinemax, which is there right now, Raghavendra House building. So on top of that used to be his dance studio.
Okay.
So I used to come from Nagol all the way here every Sunday to learn dance. So it is there in the DNA. So I said, yes, I'm there, 100%, not a problem. But I'm in US, I'll come back after a week.
Correct.
So dance already started. And Niharika is already dancing.
Okay.
And Niharika's dance dancer is Arun Ponduru. Very good friend. Even still friend of mine till now. So Feb 14th, half the people don't turn up. Because everybody went to Brain Adams concert. So new pairs were formed. This is for a song, Andamaina Premarani. So, and this song... practice started only couple of days back. So it was not fully into it. So they can happen to make new pairs. So new pair was Manoj and Niharika.
So it was random. Somebody said, hey, you and you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sai Krishna only told you and you.
Okay.
Because he knew.
Okay.
Same as no. I started dancing. And back then Facebook was a very...
Did you search it up?
Obviously, I always searched. Add on Facebook. We spoke a little. For a week, it was all Facebook. Then slowly shifted to WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp. Regular message because I was using BlackBerry.
Okay.
We were all BBM gang.
Okay.
BlackBerry Messenger. Yeah. All the gang were BlackBerry Messenger. So we were all BBM gang. So yeah, that's how it started.
And then when did
June 19th is when we got married, same year.
wait, you met in Feb?
You got married in June.
Huh? You should not go to there actually. I thought it was the next year, June.
No, same year.
You proposed her. When did you ask her out? You would have asked her out directly for marriage only, no?
Yeah, directly for that. మన వాటర్ ఫ్రంట్ అదేందా మర్చిపోయినమ్మా లుమిని సర్కిల్ వాటర్ ఫ్రంట్ రెస్టారెంట్ దేర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఐ ప్రపోజ్డ్ ఐ ఆస్క్డ్ హర్
Saying let's get married. She instantly said yes to, or was it?
Yeah, she said yes.
ఇంట్లోకి వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు how was that? Because that is a very big thing for her.
ఇంట్లోకి వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడినప్పుడు అప్పుడు అది దట్ ఈస్ ద మోస్ట్ షాకింగ్.
That is the main story I want to hear. This is the story I also don't know of.
So then once all this is done, I call close family. If not family, I would say friends. Only family was my cousin, that's it.
Okay.
Harish, ఇంకెవరు లేరు.
మన హరీష్ భాయ్.
Okay. And the question is basically, how did you ask her for marriage if they don't agree in the house? The thing is, being a single son, we can do whatever we want. So that is one privilege that we have.
Okay.
So coming back to what happened in the house. So what happened in the house was Niharika's photo was already there.
In your house?
In my house.
Okay.
But what was happening here parallelly, like a second thing, I would not say love story, second story was there was a brother and sister.
Okay.
Initially, they thought that sister for me, and in their family, the brother for Niharika. So that discussion was happening.
Okay.
My discussion fell through because Jatkal Galaledu, whatever is that, but that discussion was still happening.
Okay.
So they didn't have a clarity on that yet. So this agency, a female who gave the photo to my mom's, told that don't immediately take a call on this because I have not got a green light.
Okay.
Because they haven't given me a green light. But since you are this family and all that, I'm giving you options.
Okay.
So you can talk to your son, whatever is it. So mom also didn't show me the photo, nothing of that sort. Next day morning, obviously I'm been a morning person all along.
Correct.
So I used to wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock I used to be in the gym. 6 o'clock I woke up, mom was there. I directly went to mom, I said, I like one girl. And she's obviously, by God's grace, she's also a Brahmin. And this is her photo.
Okay.
And she is shocked. Not because I love, because she saw her somewhere. Like, where did you see? Just wait. She went up. Then gym trainer is calling me, when are you coming? I said, today's session cancel. I'll tell later. She went up, she searched drawers and all that. There is her photo.
Okay.
Like, I already got this match. When do you know each other and all that? It's been couple of months. We are clear. If you are clear, then okay, we'll tell dad and close it. Dad again is coming from US the next day or the day after. He comes, mom tells, dad asked me, are you clear? All that, whatever nonsense dad questions will be there. He asked. I said, I am clear, I don't have any problem. I said, okay, we'll talk to our parents and we'll sort it out.
Okay.
Then I tell Niharika that from my house everything is done. What about you? Like, my dad isn't in town. I was like, how irresponsible is your dad? Ask him to first come here.
Okay.
Then I think Niharika spoke to her mom, and halfway through his work, he has come, and they have told him this. And next day is the meeting.
So after they told, that is why he came, because they told him this.
So he didn't even know that what is the context of
Full
it.
shock.
Like, why am I going? What's going to happen and all that. So he is thinking like we are just meeting a family to check if that is good for marriage or not. It was in that sense.
Okay.
In the meeting, we tell that we are looking for dates. We will tell you a date once we finalize. Based on that, we can proceed.
So wait. Niharika uncle's POV is that సంబంధం చూడటానికి వచ్చారు.
అంతే.
You're seeing one more సంబంధం.
అంతే. That's it.
Your POV is that
we are getting
we'll
married.
Finalize dates and tell you.
So atla it happened.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh my God. It's still so crazy the way it happened. Oh my God. And of course, guys, huge shout out to Niharika Bhatura as well. She's She's a sweetheart and she takes good care of me and Adarsh as well, like her own child. And how was that experience of you becoming a father? Because there's only 2 moments in life.
It won't digest. I mean, people tell a lot of things, but it's not something very new that is like a mystery. Nothing of that sort. When you know you become a father is when everything sets in. And you have like 9 months gap before you can actually
Take that in.
సో పుట్టగానే ఏమైతుంది బొంగ ఏం ఉండదు అప్పటి నుంచే నడుస్తుంటుంది అది.
So it's like as soon as you get to know the news that you are conceived. So it's not like, okay, I think this...
But the best part I look at it is I have always grown up with my grandparents. I am more attached to my grandparents than my actual parents. Both sides actually, not just here. I was practically wherever I used to study and all was my study room, but practically I was sleeping with my grandparents.
True.
Even when I was in my 10th class, even before they passed away and all, I was sleeping with them. So I was always very close with them. So I was very happy that he gets a very good time spending time with both of them. So now what Riyansh is doing is the same thing.
True.
Either sleeps with my dad or he sleeps with
Auntie.
So it's just like that.
That's great. Now, since we've known a lot about Manoj Kashyap as well, we'll go to one more section of the game before we head on to, of course, more of velocity gaming and us and all of that. Do you want to do 2 sides of a coin or do you want to do bait, block and revive?
ఈ బెయిట్ బ్లాక్ రివైవ్ ఏందిరా 2 sides అంటే అర్థమైంది. బొమ్మ బుల్సు నెక్స్ట్
bait, block and revive is basically, I'll tell you 3 names. You bait 1%.
అచ్చా, you bait 1%, you block
1%, you revive 1%.
We can do anything, up to you.
No, your call. This is
We'll do bait, block, revive.
Okay. Bait, block and revive. So bait is basically where you're literally baiting that person and you will not see him again for your entire life.
Yeah.
Blocking that person is basically...
The same thing. No, block him and don't see him rest of the life.
And revive is obviously చచ్చిపోయినండి మళ్ళీ
No,
తీసుకొస్తా.
baiting is I bait him స్వార్థం గురించి.
అంతే. More about selfishness, saying నేను ఉండాలి అని. Bait, block and revive, Fatu, T-bone, Raka.
If I have one thing that I have to do for my rest of the life, which I can't, but I want to, is to bait. And I will always do it to Fatu. The amount of times I have got baited, or the entire community as such got baited, is in the montages, you can see.
True.
So, block Raka.
Why block Raka?
I mean, not now. Before 500k, I thought of blocking him.
Okay.
Now I think after 500k, he settled down.
Okay.
Maybe again before 1 million at 950 like that, we can do it.
Okay.
Revive T-bone.
Revive T-bone. Because of course, T-bone is the reason...
Yeah.
T-bone, to be honest, T-bone is the reason the CC group also exists.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah. This is a very hard one. You have to be the quickest about this. Bait, block and revive, Goldie Binks Thug.
Okay, bait Thug.
What the hell? No!
We'll bait Thug.
Okay.
Block Binks. Revive Goldie.
Okay. But this you had to take a few breaths for this one, no?
Yeah.
Bait, block and revive, easiest for you in my opinion. UFO, Anuj, Bathura. Put UFO down for this one.
No. I'll bait Batu. Block UFO.
Revive
Anuj.
Revive Anuj. Bait, block and revive. Be careful, Daddy. There's a lot of sentiments in this. Bait, block and revive. Sway, Eclairs, Fusa Vist.
Bait Sway.
Sway is gone.
No, actually, bait Eclairs. Block Sway.
Sway is gone.
Revive Puja Beast.
Just saying Eclairs and Sway. He chose to revive Puja instead of y'all two since a really long time. So CC group mein jagda karo. The last bait, block and revive. You, Rehansh, Niharika Udina.
Block myself first.
That's the safest
Bait
exit.
Niharika. Revive Jayan.
That's the safest exit
route,
out.
yeah.
And since we've talked a lot about what MANOJ'S is, what Sentinel is, that the community knows you as the epitome of how an org should truly work in India. You've never delayed salaries. You've never taken or you've never focused on taking a lot of cuts from these players. The other orgs that I see and that I can actually be proud of us, my org, my home, was never behind the money of it.
Yeah.
But still, even though we had the least money derived from their winnings or our deals, We were the only org which break through very fast also in the Indian gaming scene. How did that even happen? Because I want you to put some light into senses. I wouldn't want to take names of, but multiple orgs who've been doing bullshit to the scene.
No, I think it comes down to the fact that I've been a player. As a player, I've seen many different organizations which have done really good and really bad at that point of time. Because now you have social media, now you have XYZ things to, refer and read about. Back then, we didn't have too many social media platforms. Back then, if a match used to be played, we used to watch it on Steam.
Oh, the Steam watch along.
Steam watch along. We used to watch it on Steam. You put the match IP address, and we used to watch it on Steam. That's how our matches used to be, spectated, all that. So it all comes down to the fact that it's that, and plus, it's not just in velocity gaming. It is, I would say, upbringing as such. We've always, or at least I have always been put under the training regime where there is no delay in salaries or payments or any of that sort. అంటే పక్కోళ్ళ డబ్బులతో మనం బిజినెస్ చేయకూడదు. It's always been the principle which we always stand and live by. So if it is theirs, it is theirs, and that's it. And moreover, it's a very small industry. How many organizations or people we are talking about? 5 years down the line, people are finding it very hard to field 6 to 8 good Valorant rosters. So we're talking about how many? 40, 50 players.
50 people.
That's it. So if you fight among these or try to bait these people or do something wrong to them so that you can benefit, it comes back and bites you. If not now, it's in the future. Because you don't have a huge pool of players that you can get away with. It's not there.
At least in India.
At least in India. So that game will not work out. It will not work. And you have seen how many people have failed trying to play that game. Which is again a problem, right? So the immaturity which is always there, where you have seen the best part of, I would say, Indian gaming community, and you have come down and you started doing something expecting short-term results. If you go back to interviews which I have done back in 2020 also, I've always said it's a 5-year plan. In 5 years, either I'm somewhere or I'm out of it. Because I don't want to do something which is endless. And this is the 5th year. So if there is something that I can achieve, or which I know for a fact that if I put in X in next 2 years, I'll be somewhere else. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about success, which position that Indian gaming community didn't get is what I'm exclusively talking about. So that's the only thing I wanted. And if that's not happening, I said no. And that's pretty much it.
And now, since we've talked a lot, and this conversation did get a bit serious. So let's go back to the fun part again. We have one more segment left. Obviously, 2 sides of a coin. 2 sides of a coin is basically where you'll get a name and you say the good and the bad. If there's any bad, any bad. If there's any good, any good. I'm telling this to you because 100% there's nothing good you're going to tell because my name is there in the list as well.
Okay.
2 sides of a coin, T-Bone.
Very hardworking, introvert.
He's very introverted. True. Yeah. There's not a lot of people that know this, but T-Bone is just the most awkward person you'll find. If he's stuck in a group between 10 people, he's the one who's most awkward out. 2 sides of a coin.
So T-Bone, अभी we have vlog देखे time में introvert क्या है chat? Introvert क्या होता है chat? बोलो ना यार.
2 sides of a coin, Fatu. Oh, the long breath. Oh no.
What is good about him? The only good that ever happened to him was Fatri.
W's in the comments, guys. W's.
Just everything is bad. You can write in the chat.
2 sides of a coin, Raka zone.
Raka, again, I would say a very disciplined streamer, but gets carried away by few things.
Okay. 2 sides of a coin, Goldie Bhai.
The one thing that people don't know about this is when Velocity Gaming started, me and Goldie Bhai had a call at 12 in the night
Okay.
for 2.5 hours on a WhatsApp call,
Okay.
where Goldie Bhai tells me to the T as to how an organization has to be built. All the wrong things that they have done, which they are suffering right now, all the good things that they have done, which is helping them. And since he knew me before from the scrims, that what we used to do, and Thug happens to be our caster during those scrims times. So he knows what we are and all that. He's like कि अनब आपको ये करना है, ये avoid करना है, like a proper Bible, like how an organization has to be run. It's a Bible. Had we recorded that call and printed out the entire script, it's a Bible as to how an organization has to be run.
And it was a sold out for sure.
And that's the best part about Goldie Bhai, right? It doesn't matter for him. Like, tomorrow somebody builds one of the best organizations which can get the same awards that they have done. They will still come out and help the people who have done it. So Goldie Bhai is like that.
True. And I personally have this also with Goldie Bhai because before you recognized me during the Asteria watch parties, Goldie Bhai was a very big guy since then.
Yeah.
He's somebody the whole fucking country knows about.
Yeah.
For him to come to a guy who had 6K, and at that time I played a few games with Goldie Bhai and I was getting a lot of hate for it for no reason. And I cry a lot.
Yeah.
One day I broke out on stream and I cried. For a guy of that stature to come and tell me, you know what? Whoever is hating you, ask them if they have the balls to come and hate at me first and then come to you.
That's it. That's straightforward. Yeah.
I mean, he has zero reasons to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know me. He knows me as a fellow creator or a guy who's starting up new. He has zero reasons to do it and he did it. Since then, my respect's been there for that guy, to be very honest. Anything bad about him if it's there? I need this for the views. Come on.
Bad about Goldie Bhai, if it is there, it is not shown it to us.
Not yet. Not yet you have seen.
I have not seen it yet.
Two sides of a coin, Amit Rasu.
Anuj, very dedicated player, but very bad in discipline. One of the worst disciplined persons I have seen.
What do you mean? He was the most disciplined in boot camp.
Waking up at 2 in the morning.
Oh, like that, in that
going
way.
at 4 in the night.
Oh, in that way.
That's not called discipline.
It was also because he used to work later after everybody slept also.
There should be a proper time that is set in place, which is there. I mean, which is going to change now because things are going to be different.
Correct. Two sides of a coin, Adarsh aka Euphoria.
Nah, fuck.
No, be honest.
He's a hardworking guy, but childish at sometimes. That maturity part is still pending. That has to come, but I think which will come with age.
True.
It's something that you can't learn. So.
But huge shout out to him also. He's one of the most hardworking people.
Yeah. I mean, if I would have, at least this year or even in 2023, I would have not made the effort to build, these kind of something called as super rosters. If it had, others would have been there.
True. And to be honest, I would take pride in saying velocity is velocity because of others.
Yeah, 100%.
True. I would take pride in saying that. Two sides of a coin, SK Rasi.
I've known him for a very short period. So good, obviously, everybody knows the kind of player he is, the kind of skill he has and all that. I've interacted too less for me to comment anything bad on him as well. So, yeah.
Two sides of a coin, Eclairs.
Fear of flights.
I knew this was coming.
But very emotional as well. So, yeah.
Two sides of a coin, your wife, Niharika, Mrs. Niharika.
There was only one problem, which is the trust or love that she has for others. It is too much. True. It is good and bad at the same time. So there are many times in life where she has got bitten back because of that, but she doesn't seem to learn, so it's okay.
That's okay. She loves a lot also. That's
the other problem.
Two sides of a coin. Your second son, Lordbathura.
They're not answering.
Come on, be honest. Be honest. Come on, please. I wanted to hear this from you.
Okay, the best part about you is you have a really good vision, what you want and all that. The bad part is you get hung up on things which don't really matter.
True.
So, as long as you are not hung up on that, you will be able to reach there.
And I also wanted to ask this. This is a very personal question. And this is very personal. Even if this is not being aired on the podcast, or even if this is going to probably stab me in my heart forever or whatever, I am not the biggest creator in VLT. I'm not the best creator you've had. I'm not the best player. I'm not the best coach you've ever had. But there is this one feeling. I don't know how many of them see it. I don't know how many of them say it to you. But I don't think there's anybody in the org who you have done so much as you've done for me in terms of everything.
There's nothing like that. It's always,
at least I personally feel that.
It's
so because I see
always
it.
that VLT, all the CCs or anyone in VLT as such, we've always been a group of, I would say, like-minded people.
True.
Who play the same game and who have fun together. So that's how the entire concept of CCs in Valorant or in VLT started. So it's not that I've done more to you or less to somebody and all that. It's only that who needed what at what point of time. So if we give an example, Fatu wanted to diversify, he wanted to do more of IRL stuff.
Correct.
So I have helped him out in that.
Correct.
He wanted to do vlogs
Yeah,
before.
I know
So
it,
I've helped him out in that as well. So he needed this at this point of time. So I've done that. So it's not that I've done something radically different which I'm not doing to somebody else. It's never like that.
But I don't know. It just feels personal because maybe I live my life with you. Technically,
It's not just you, for players.
For players.
Yeah. So
there's-
whenever you're part of VLT and you needed something,
you always had it.
I've always done whatever I can.
Yeah,
The best of my ability.
Yeah, it always had also.
Yeah.
I don't think I can take pride in this also. I've never seen an org that gives salaries and provides player gears the way that you have.
Yeah.
For example, Sarni Deathmaker used to play with the mouse called the MX500. The MX500 was not in
still have
production.
stock here.
Was not in production. The MX500 is not in production anywhere. He knew that mouse is something which is very vulnerable at a point. It does not sustain a very good build quality like the newer mouses. And you had bought 10 or 15 of them just to have stocked it, and you also bought them at overpriced point where you had to pay 200% more than what the actual MRP of it is. Stuff like that, I think that's what defines you the way you are today. And huge props out to Uncle and Auntie for bringing you the way you've been today. And thank you for everything, Anna. And you're one of the persons in my life that I have a list of people that I need to make proud of. And you're number one after family that I will make proud of. And please, like I told you multiple times, leave a spot for me and you know for which one of mine.
100%.
That'll happen. And that marks the end of this episode. And it didn't feel like an hour actually, to be honest to me. And I'm 100% confident it didn't feel like an hour for you too.
No.
But before we end this, what is the one thing that you want to tell this world to do? And what is the one thing or the one quote that you live by?
The only thing I would say or what I believe in is believe in your hard work. Hard work gets you results. The results might be delayed, but they will come.
Hang at it.
100%. There is no shortcut to success.
So there is no shortcut to success is the quote by you live in.
Yeah.
And hopefully wishing you all the best, wishing you all the success in everything that you do.
Thank you.
And hopefully
We win something in land this year.
that was you actually stole my line. That was actually what I'm telling you. Hopefully we break our land curse and we finally
If
win something.
RCB can win something, I can also win.
100%.
If Vijay Mallya can do a podcast, why can't we win land?
With that marks the end of this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. And before we go, if you want to say anything to them, write at it.
I believe.
Hashtag I believe. Hashtag I believe is the hashtag that is used saying RCB has won an IPL. So why can't VLT win a land? Thank you everybody for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.